Let's open the book on this. What do a billion social media followers, a legendary number 7, and 5 Ballon d'Or awards have in common? It's Cristiano Ronaldo. Hi, I'm Leah. Really excited about today's episode and ready to dive in.
And I'm Garrett, feeling super curious about what we'll uncover today.
Welcome to Laid Back Learning with Leah and Garrett.
All right, let's set the stage for this one. Today we're talking Cristiano Ronaldo, the records, the reinventions, and the whole CR7 phenomenon. Want to hear something wild? I still remember watching his Manchester United debut back in 2003 against Bolton Wanderers. He came on as a substitute, and the whole tempo just flipped. Step-overs, speed, that fearlessness. It was electric. George Best, who's a Manchester United legend from the 1960s, even said it was one of the most exciting debuts he'd ever seen. I was like, who is this kid, and why does it feel like a star just landed?
That's a story worth telling. So, quick basics. Cristiano Ronaldo is a Portuguese professional footballer who plays as a forward, the main scorer up top. He captains both Portugal's national team and Al Nassr in the Saudi Pro League. He's widely regarded as one of the greatest ever, and that's not just hype. We're talking 5 Ballon d'Ors plus all-time records in the UEFA Champions League and the European Championship.
Yeah, and to keep it super clear, the UEFA Champions League is Europe's elite club competition, the toughest weekly test in club football. Ronaldo has the most goals in that tournament with 140 and the most assists with 42. In the European Championship, the main international tournament for European national teams, he's also the all-time top scorer and assist leader. So if football had a rock stage, those are the 2 biggest spotlights, and he keeps stealing the show.
Let's get to the heart of it. He started as a winger, a wide attacker full of dribbling and flair. Over time, he evolved into a center forward, living in the penalty area, timing runs, and using that incredible leap. Think of it like a guitarist who becomes a frontman vocalist. The artistry is still there, but the job is to hit center stage and deliver the big notes on cue.
All right, let's roll on to the origin story. Ronaldo was born in 1985 in Funchal on the island of Madeira, Portugal. He grew up in a modest Catholic household. His father, José Diniz Aveiro, worked as a municipal gardener and part-time kitman for CF Andorinha, a local club that basically gave young Ronaldo a front-row seat to football, literally helping with gear and hanging around the pitch. That access meant early training and lots of touches on the ball.
He joined Andorinha's youth setup, then moved to CD Nacional, which was a stronger academy on the island. Scouts noticed fast. At age 12, he left home for Sporting CP in Lisbon. Sporting is one of Portugal's big 3 clubs with a famous youth academy. That move meant serious sacrifice. Leaving family, new school, new city. And here's a surprising twist. He was named Cristiano Ronaldo because his father admired Ronald Reagan, who was a U.S. president and actor. Wild connection, right?
Totally. The path wasn't smooth. As a teenager, he was diagnosed with tachycardia, an abnormally rapid heartbeat, and had a catheter ablation, a minimally invasive procedure to correct the rhythm. He was back training within days. That resilience thread runs through his whole life. By 17, he debuted for Sporting's first team in a Champions League qualifier in 2002 against Inter Milan, and a month later, he scored twice in a league match versus Moreirense. The signal was loud, the kid's special.
Here's where it gets really interesting. In 2003, Sporting hosted Manchester United for a stadium inauguration friendly. Manchester United, just to ground it, is one of England's most decorated clubs. Ronaldo dazzled, and United's senior players urged their manager, Alex Ferguson, a legendary Scottish coach, to sign him. Days later, United paid a record fee for a teenager and brought him in. He became the first Portuguese player to sign for the club.
And then came the number 7 shirt. At United, number 7 is iconic. Think George Best, Eric Cantona, David Beckham. Ronaldo had asked for 28, but Ferguson insisted on 7. That moment basically ignited the CR7 identity, performance plus persona. He scored a free kick against Portsmouth for his first United goal, won the FA Cup in 2004, and picked up speed. There was drama too. The 2006 World Cup incident with Wayne Rooney led to boos across English stadiums the next season. But Ronaldo responded with goals and a league title. That's mental toughness on display.
Why did the number 7 matter so much beyond just a number on a shirt?
Because at United, 7 is like a trust badge and a spotlight. It told everyone the club saw him as a standard bearer. That symbolism, plus his output, turned into the CR7 brand. Shoes, hotels, a whole global identity. It's a feedback loop. The shirt raises expectations, he meets them, the brand grows, sponsors line up, and the legend compounds.
Moving into the peak years, in 2007-08, he had one of the greatest seasons England has seen. Manchester United won the Champions League, which is Europe's top club crown, and he earned his first Ballon d'Or. Then in 2009, he moved to Real Madrid in Spain for a world record fee. Real Madrid is like the most decorated European club, and that transfer signaled we were about to see an extreme version of Ronaldo in terms of goals and trophies.
At Real Madrid, he became their all-time leading scorer and stacked Champions League titles in 2014, 2016, 2017, and 2018. That 2014 season was La Decima, Madrid's 10th European Cup, and he set the Champions League single-season scoring record. He added Ballon d'Ors in 2013, 2014, 2016, and 2017, bringing him to 5. And it wasn't just club stuff. He captained Portugal to Euro 2016, Portugal's first major international trophy, and later to Nations League titles in 2019 and 2025. The Nations League is UEFA's competition that replaces many friendlies with meaningful games, and he thrived there too.
Switching gears just a little, in 2018, he went to Juventus in Italy for a record Serie A fee. Juventus is Italy's most historically dominant club. He won 2 league titles and a Coppa Italia, was named Serie A Footballer of the Year, and secured the Capocannoniere, the league top scorer award in 2020-21. Then, after a brief return to Manchester United, he took a new path in 2023 to Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. That move expanded the sport's footprint, and he still kept scoring at a high rate.
And he didn't just show up. He finished as Saudi Pro League top scorer in 2023-24 and 2024-25, and then captained Al Nassr to the 2025-26 league title. That's staying power at 40. He also became the only player to hit 100 goals for 4 different clubs: Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, and Al Nassr. Plus, he's the only player to finish top scorer in 4 different domestic leagues: England, Spain, Italy, and Saudi Arabia. Adaptability across contexts. Nailed it.
Real talk. Internationally, he holds the men's records for most appearances, most goals, and most wins with Portugal. He's also the leading scorer and assist maker in European Championship history, and he won the Euro 2020 Golden Boot. The through line is longevity plus big stage impact. Also, he's made over 1,300 professional appearances and scored over 970 official goals across club and country. Tally methods can vary slightly because different organizations count certain competitions differently, but consensus places him at the top of the all-time scoring list.
On a lighter note that fans love to debate, even Ronaldo's listed height ranges from 1.85 to 1.89 meters, depending on which official sheet you read. But honestly, what matters is the leap, timing, core strength, and how he attacks the ball in the air. That's why defenders still lose him at the back post.
Okay, let's move on to the big question that always stirs the pot. Is he the greatest player in history? I'm going to say this. I lean yes because of the breadth of leagues he dominated, the Champions League records, and the international trophies. For me, the combination of peak and longevity is rare. I also value that he led Portugal, a nation with a smaller player pool compared to some giants, to Euro 2016 and 2 Nations League titles.
I'm like 90% with you, but I leave a sliver of room that it's subjective. GOAT debates hinge on weighting. Do you prioritize Champions League dominance or the aesthetics of play? Do you weigh peak seasons more than a 20-year body of work? For Ronaldo, the case is killer. 5 Ballon d'Ors, all-time records in Europe's biggest competitions, and sustained output in England, Spain, Italy, and Saudi Arabia. But another fan might say style or era differences tilt them elsewhere, and that's fair.
Why does the Champions League weigh so heavily in this argument?
Because it's the highest club level, the best teams from every major European league. The travel, the tactical chess, the knockout pressure, every mistake gets punished. Ronaldo's monster output there, especially in knockout rounds and finals, shows he delivered when the lights were brightest. In reputational terms, Champions League goals are like headline festival songs. Massive audience, no hiding.
So we agree the debate's subjective, but the case for him is comprehensive. Records in the Champions League and European Championship, international silverware, and elite production across different systems. Add in leadership. He's captained Portugal for more than a decade, and it's a very complete resume.
Speaking of reach, pop culture has embraced him too. He's been in Time's 100 most influential people, and CR7 is a full-on global brand tied to that Manchester United number 7 identity. He was the first person to surpass 1 billion followers across major social platforms. That scale turns every post into a stadium. And remember that 2025 White House visit, a photo op with the US president. That's cultural reach way beyond sport.
And the business side mirrors the fame. He topped athlete earnings for multiple years and appeared on Forbes' billionaires list with an estimated $1.2 billion in 2026. That blend of performance and brand power is unusual. He kept the on-field story relevant, which kept the off-field machine humming. All right, on to the next, the counterfactual. What if Ronaldo had signed for Arsenal in 2003? Arsenal is a major London club, and the manager then was Arsene Wenger, known for developing young talent and a beautiful passing style. I can actually picture Ronaldo on the left wing feeding off that quick, technical midfield. Maybe Arsenal's mid-2000s trajectory stays at the absolute top. Maybe the 2006 Champions League final swings their way with a player like that.
That's a curveball. If he'd gone to Arsenal, Manchester United's late 2000s run could have been totally different. The 2008 Champions League title, which United won, might tilt to North London. Also, his style under Wenger could have evolved differently, perhaps more playmaker winger for longer before moving central. And then Real Madrid's timing in 2009. Do they still get him at a record fee? Probably, but the trophy math and rivalries change. The Messi-Ronaldo era still happens, but maybe with a different balance of highlights and finals.
Why does that specific 2003 decision feel so pivotal?
Because United under Alex Ferguson provided that perfect crucible. Pressure, mentorship, and a winning machine that sharpened him. The number 7 moment, the trust, the big matches, those things shaped the CR7 identity. At Arsenal, he might still become world-class. Wenger was great with young stars, but the exact blend of brand, trophies, and Champions League moments probably shifts. Sliding doors, you know?
Thanks for tuning in, keep exploring, and stay curious.
Stay laid back and keep learning, folks.